Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Something a bit different this time. I'm in Liverpool for a couple of days. The highlight's going to be visiting the houses of John Lennon and Paul McCartney, actually going inside their childhood homes. Stick with us. So we went to the Cavern on the first night and saw a guy down there playing lots of Beatles tunes, which was good, and he was taking requests. As you can see, there's a lot of Wings memorabilia as well from when they, some of the guys from Wings have played in there. This guy was good taking requests, did Beatles, Stones, all sorts of things, pretty much anything that anybody asked him. Okay, so we're on Matthew Street where the Cavern Club is, that's just back there, but we're here this morning to go to the Beatles Museum, which is run by Rogue Best, Pete Best's brother, and Beatles fans might know what other family connection there is to Rogue Best. Let you have a think about that one. So we're going to go in. I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to film in there, hopefully I will be, but this museum's been here a couple of years and I hear really good things about it. It's worth going to if you get a chance to come to it in Liverpool. So we're on Matthew Street, just down the road from the Cavern. Let's go in.
That was a great shock, you know. When they came back after Pete, obviously Ringo was there, and that was when, as I said, I'd never heard Ringo play, so I mean, I didn't want to take a chance, to be honest. That's why I booked Andy Light.
No, I think, you know, the memories I've told you of like George opening his future home.
Famous photo from Hamburg there. They've got it giant on the wall, so that's a good photo opportunity to get your picture taken in front of that. Microphone there that used by Paul McCartney in the very early 60s, pre-fame days. So we're on the first floor of the Beatles Museum on Matthew Street at the moment, and this is really the early period. It's all about the Casbah. It's pre-Cavern even. There's a lot of Hamburg stuff. If we zoom around here, you can see there's a famous photo there that you'll probably all recognise. I met Rogue Best, Pete's brother, which was good. So this is his place. So definitely recommend coming here. There's loads of memorabilia, original artefacts from the pre-fame days. So we're going to head up to the second floor now, which looks like it focuses on 1963 to 66, and we'll see what we find up there. So we're on the 1963 to 66 floor, and again it's packed full of memorabilia. I was expecting that once we got past the early days, after Pete Best, that there wouldn't be so much memorabilia, but there is, and it dawned on me, of course, it's come from Neil Aspinall, probably from his personal collection. So there's things like the gifts that Elvis gave to the Beatles when they met in 65, they're here, you can see those things, and loads of clothes that they wore on the world tours in the mid-60s, and all sorts of memorabilia from that mid-60s period. So I'm absolutely recommending this as a place to visit. It's really good. I'm going to head up now to the next floor, which is 67 to 70. Let's see what's up there. Another photo opportunity here. Giant version of the Help album cover. Sorry, it's a bit cheesy, I know, but well, I only got a chance. Now this is great. A piece of film taken by Neil Aspinall of John Lennon, a roll of film never been developed, is there. What could be on that? That could be really interesting. This is the 67 to 70 section, and the one thing that hits you really hard is just how much they moved on in such a short space of time. Just being downstairs looking at 65, for example, Mop Top Beatles, and you come up here, this is just 2 years later, and it's all the Eye and the Walrus stuff, Magical Mystery Tour. Looks like there's loads of stuff in here. Again, it's just packed full of stuff. It's brilliant. Let's go and see what's on the rest of this floor. Okay, we're on the 1967 to 70 floor. I'm not going to give too much away, but I'm just going to say there's a couple of things up here that have absolutely blown my mind. Actual artefacts from the front cover of Sgt. Pepper that they've got here, plus loads of other things. Again, it's really great. This is clearly stuff that's come from Neil Aspinall's personal collection and has been passed on to his son Rogue. So Yeah, I'm loving it here. Brilliant. I think we're nearly done actually here. So we're going to head on to the tour of Menlove Avenue and Forthlin Road next. See you in a bit. Quick opportunity to sit on some of John Lennon's actual furniture from his Weybridge house that he lived in the 60s. Mad World, in case you're wondering. This guy is really good. Just a little bonus that I wasn't expecting. We're going into the John and Yoko exhibition at the Liverpool Museum. So there you go, you can see that double fantasy. This is on until November. Apparently it's free entry. Again, we'll see if we can film when we're inside it. Yeah, this place is really good. It's here till November. It is free entry, but they do a suggested donation of £5 to get in. It's well worth it. There's loads of memorabilia that's Yoko's basically. You've got things like their original wedding outfits, a lot of the stuff from the Indica Gallery in '66 where John and Yoko met, and stuff sort of right through from '66 through to 1980 and beyond. So yeah, definitely recommend coming here if you find yourself in Liverpool between now and November 2019. This is at the Liverpool Museum just next to the Albert Dock. This is great. This is that famous army shirt that John Lennon wore in the 70s. Obviously come from Yoko's collection. And John and Yoko's wedding outfits are there. John's suit and Yoko's skirt. And this is the guitar that John used in the bedding, so it would have been used on Give Peace a Chance song. And the famous New York t-shirt, again you'll see from the photo behind, there's the actual t-shirt there. It was quite dirty. Okay, we're half an hour away from our bus, which is taking us out to Forthlin Road and Menlove Avenue, so that we can do the trips inside John Lennon and Paul McCartney's childhood homes. We're catching the bus from just behind me, the Jury's Inn, which is just behind me there. And off we go. So we're getting on the National Trust van that's going to take us out there. If any of you are ever coming on this trip, what you want to be looking for is the Jury's Inn, which is just here, and sort of walk down to where the road is, and that's where the van's going to go for. Our driver's just gone off to look for a load of other people. So this is Paul's house on Forthlin Road that we went to first. The lady there is called, I think it was Sylvia Hall. She's been doing the tour at Paul's house for years, and her husband Colin does the John Lennon tour at Menlove Avenue. All these people outside were just there already when we got there. It must be a nightmare to live on this road with people just coming and going all day. It started to rain while we were there. Now, unfortunately, our cameras were, phones and cameras were taken off us as we went into both Paul's and John's home. Here's John's home here on Menlove Avenue. So I couldn't film inside, but what I am going to do, I have found some videos on YouTube of people who, I don't know whether legitimately or not, have managed to film inside these homes. I'm going to link to those here so that you can see inside the homes if you want to. You'll see this is the childhood home of John Lennon. With the blue plaque outside. So both these homes are owned by the National Trust now. Colin, who runs this tour, was saying that Yoko bought this house back in the early 1990s and then gave it to the National Trust so that they could preserve it and make it available to the public, and so that it wouldn't get modernised in effect. So yeah, sorry I couldn't film inside the properties, but yeah, these links will allow you to have a look at that. And of course there's the carpool karaoke with James Corden from last year, which gives you a good view inside of Paul's house, as well as the videos that I'm linking to. But the two tours are great. If you ever get a chance to do those in Liverpool, they're an absolute must do. I don't know why I've waited this long to do it myself, but just sitting in Paul's living room, there's a couple of chairs that they'll let you sit in. Sitting in Paul's living room, looking at the corner of the room, which is sort of a couple of yards away, no more. And there's a photo on the wall, for example, of John and Paul with guitars writing a song. And the photos there are all taken by Paul's brother Mike. And he was very good at documenting what John and Paul were doing whilst he was taking the photos, which song it was that they were writing. So I'm sat there in the room, and 2 yards away in the corner of the room I can see a photo of that corner of John and Paul when they must have been about 21 years old maybe, writing. I think he said it was "I saw her standing there" was this particular photo, and that's just crazy to think that you're sat where history was made. So that was really great. And then John's house as well, just how well preserved that is. It had been really well preserved by subsequent owners after Aunt Mimi left. So they've been able to keep that really in the style of how it was in the 50s. But if you go to the National Trust website, I think I put a link to it on the video earlier on, you can book the tour if you're ever going to Liverpool. You need about 2.5 hours free. They'll take you out to both homes, they'll take you back into the city centre afterwards, and it's fantastic. All I've really got to do now is go to the Casbah, and I think I've done everything pretty much that I need to do in Liverpool, so that's going to be my next trip. If you've got any questions or comments about what you've just seen, let me know. I try and reply whenever I can, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers.